From the Green Room Studios at Bates Nursery in Nashville, Tennessee, it's Gardening Inside Out, a podcast with highlights from our Saturday morning live show, answering all your gardening questions, giving you plant advice for any space in your life. Let's start the show.
Hey, y'all. It's Caroline Gant.
Hey, y'all. It's Austin Lowen.
And Tyler Blankenship.
And y'all, I'm excited.
What's up?
Why?
Excited.
What?
Why?
It is mixed container season
Oh.
for me.
Yeah.
I did it.
I should have known you were going to talk about your mixed container.
Oh, we spent a lot of time shopping for them the other day, getting my color combos and everything I needed. And y'all, I got them planted. I showed y'all pictures. I'm so excited.
It's a hot mix.
It is a hot mix. What a great descriptive word of the pots.
Hot, yes.
Hot mix. It is hot pink, but it's kind of like darkish pink in there.
Red?
It's some reddish, but it's still pink. It's not like true red. So
Really? I
Yeah.
feel like it's pretty red.
we call it red, but it's not really red. It's still on the pink scale.
Okay.
I
But
would
it's
beg to
beautiful.
differ too, Austin.
Nah, man.
Okay, listeners, I'm going to put up a photo today. Austin, I'm going to have you send me that mixed container. So
Okay.
everybody can see your beautiful mixed container right at the start before it flushes and fills out and just goes crazy.
Yep. I'm very excited about it. Y'all, if you don't know, and if you're not doing mixed containers, you're not doing it right. Like, mixed containers are so fun. Get you a nice big pot or two and just create a space, create an oasis of beauty in the same pot. You know, use plants that are, comparable to each other with like the water and sunlight they need. You know, you can't just go crazy. We couldn't put like impatiens with lantana and expect it to do well.
No.
But if you find that right kind of shady, sunny, whatever spot you're talking about, there are annuals for you to throw in for color. And it's just nothing better.
There's not. I have gotten most of my plants for my mixed container, and I'm going with orange this year, which is strange for me, which I haven't really done before.
I mean, I'm not mad at you for orange. I think orange is I think for any mixed container, you kind of pick that color scheme you want to go with.
Yeah.
And you kind of keep it all similar, in my brain anyway.
Yeah, well, my mixed containers are like kind of a seafoam green colored pot.
Okay, love that color.
So I feel like the
Cool.
orange will look nice with it.
I think you're right.
And then I have a nice little checkered doormat in front of my white
Caroline,
house.
I love it. It's kind of vintagey sounding.
It's a very vintagey house. Vintagey cottage feels all around at my house.
So are you thinking like orange flower color or more like foliage stuff?
Orange flower color. So I got that orange Bossa Nova begonia that has the black leaves. And you were like, I'm not about those black leaves. But for me, it's going to pop against my white house.
Okay.
And then I have some caladium. I pulled some creeping Jenny because I did one. I went and visited my mom and gave her half of my mixed container stuff. So that's why I haven't done both of them yet.
Aw.
I pulled some creeping Jenny up for a trailer because I have that growing everywhere. Then I have a few other things, some coleus, orange coleus in there.
I saw that orange coleus. I like that orange coleus.
And then some little bedding begonias that I just stuck in there as a filler.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And you just said it. You just said one of the words for every great mixed container.
Filler.
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 Spiller.
Thriller.
Thriller.
Yeah, my
Thriller's the key.
Definitely my
Thriller.
caladium.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Caladiums are thrillers for sure.
You have caladium, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
Postman Joiner, the goat of caladiums.
Mine's pink splash.
Why have I never heard of that variety?
That one is red.
Come on, Tyler.
There's a whole story behind that one.
I'm not calling that red, Caroline. I won't do it.
I'm calling it red.
I
Nah,
will.
man. That ain't true red, y'all. I'm going to show you true
Austin,
red.
I saw the photos. My eyes
and
don't
listeners,
lie.
you're about to see the photos as well.
I'm going to show y'all what true red actually is, and I'm going to put it up to my caladium, and y'all are going to be like, oh, you're right. That is more pink.
Are we?
Yeah. I'm going to do it.
Okay, what flower would you say is true red?
Showbiz rose.
Okay, that one is pretty red.
That's beyond pretty red. Okay? Let's be clear. That's the most electric red on the planet, Caroline.
There's a lot of different shades of red, though.
True. I'll give you that. But true red is true red like a rose, Not like a caladium. Not Postman Joiner.
Poison.
The postman has shown up, and he's showing up red. No, he's not. I'm sorry. He's showing up pink.
You just agreed with
There
us.
it is.
We got you
Right
on
there.
record.
Y'all hush.
Postman Joiner. Are you red? Are you pink?
He's pink. Okay?
I don't think so.
Whatever. Well, like I said, we'll get a photo.
Don't we all see colors differently, though?
That's a good point, too.
We're obviously not going to get anywhere with this.
No, we're
It's
not.
going to be like, yes,
our listeners
no,
are probably
yes,
like,
no.
move on. Moving on. We're not going to get stuck here.
All right, good point. But anyway, okay, we'll move on. But everybody do mixed containers, okay? Just
And send
do
us your mixed
yourself a
containers.
favor.
We want to see it.
I do want to see it. Mm-hmm.
I loved mixed containers. And you remember, I was like, I don't think I'm going to do mixed containers this year because I had boxwoods over the winter.
You can't
and
not.
these containers, because I pulled them up because I'm transplanting them. But I was like, I can't not do mixed containers.
Yeah, Caroline, because you see the annuals and you're like, okay, I could use any color combo on the planet. And I'm like, I'm going to do a mixed container. Everyone
I know.
has
And
to.
I even said I'm not going to go crazy with plants this year. And y'all, I have gone crazy.
You've gone beyond crazy.
Beyond.
But it's okay. It's okay.
Tyler's
Your
also
beds are
gone
looking good.
beyond crazy.
Yeah.
Tyler and I have gone beyond crazy together with our shopping this year.
Together, we have gone hog wild.
Absolutely, we have. We actually have a joint cart full of plants right now.
Nice.
Did you guys know that there is a penstemon called Flock of Flamingos? And it
Ooh.
is absolutely as fabulous as that name.
We each got one.
Yep.
And shout out Ann in our office, got one as well.
Yep.
Flock of flamingos.
Now we're the Flock of Flamingos.
It's a hot pink penstemon with like little white edging.
Okay. I can
Yeah.
get behind that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Y'all know I love pink. I mean, just like Postman Joiner pink.
We're not bringing it back around,
sorry.
Kev.
I'm
You
sorry.
stop
It's
it right
hotter
now.
than that,
You're right.
Austin.
Okay.
It is a hot pink. It's a flamingo pink. I was about to say pufflingo because that's what I called him when I was a kid. Pufflingo pink.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to note that we have acquired. Calamint is one that I picked up yesterday.
We both did.
I'm doing
It's on
another
our cart.
perennial container.
Yeah. That's
And-
your mixed containers. You do perennial mixed containers a lot of
Yes,
the time.
because they're just so easy breezy and they're always up. At least
yeah.
the one that I did. I mean, Calamint, I don't know if that's going to get whacked back.
Oh, I actually made more mixed containers on Monday. Sorry, Tyler.
It's okay.
I have a eucalyptus aster mixed container now.
You got to be kidding me.
I got to grow eucalyptus every year.
A dichondra. I stuck a dichondra in my perennial container
Oh,
Nice.
yes.
for some spillage. I'm waiting. We keep like
That one will
selling
kind
out.
of perennialize.
It
The
can.
silver falls. I have it
can.
come up in my beds the last couple of years from a mixed container. It grew over into the bed. It didn't come back in the container, but in the ground it did.
Yeah, mine containerized died real hard. And
Hard and fast.
yeah, I was expecting that too. So I don't mind if it's like, hey, I'm gonna toss a few bucks, throw this in here, let it do its thing again.
Yeah.
I really want a nice sweet potato vine, but they keep selling out before I can get any.
I know, just the chartreuse, the green one keeps
Yes,
on going.
the green one
fast.
is. I think it would be a nice pop against the frosty and the kind of bluish lilac-ish thing that I got going on.
I think you're right.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. If y'all, Silver Falls dichondra is like one of the prettiest spillers on the planet, and it's a growing machine, so it's fantastic. And I use sweet potato. I got lucky, Tyler. We had a couple sweet potato vine back there. They were
got the variegated,
They were those
didn't you?
fancy annuals. I had to spend more money on them. I'm mad about it.
Oh, he spent a lot of money on that. It was totally worth it though, and they're bigger than the cheaper ones that we get in. Okay?
They are, and it's that tricolor sweet potato vine, y'all. So it's got green, it's got pink, and it's got some white in it, and it's a fabulous plant. Like really, and a great spiller. Fabulous plant. So I'm excited about that one as well.
You should be, and can't go wrong with it.
No,
Yep.
not at all.
Mixed containers can get expensive, but you know what? I did good this year. I got some filler material with 4-packs, okay? That's how you save your money, y'all. Get your filler with the 4-packs.
Oh, I think we both did the same filler.
Uh-huh. So look, my one mixed container costed me $23.
That ain't bad.
That's not bad.
Not at all.
For me, no, that's not bad. Usually I can go way higher than that. So in total, I spent $46 on my annuals for my 2 containers.
For happiness all spring
That's
and
like
summer
the
long.
price of a hanging basket mix.
It is.
Yeah.
That's the thing. For one, a hanging basket now is $24.99, and it's got
Yeah.
one plant in it.
Or like taking yourself to dinner one night.
I would
See?
say 3, maybe.
Yeah.
One
Maybe.
type of
Sometimes.
plant, though.
It depends on what it is. Yeah.
It does depend.
So
We're about to get some PW big old mixed hanging basket planters. I can't wait for
I
those.
saw
They're beautiful.
some pictures of those.
Yeah.
They're going to be stunning.
yeah, they're great.
Beautiful.
Really great.
Y'all, if you're listening and you're in the Middle Tennessee area and you have not come out yet this spring, come see our annual greenhouse. It is full. It is lush.
Yeah, just come see us in general. Our nursery is massive, y'all, and we're busting at the seams. It's just fun to look around. You find something new every time you walk around. It is a fun place to
Yes.
come.
Fun place. So many house plants right now. I've gotten so many shipments in this month. Just it's packed in there. So if you're into house plants, we got you. We got a lot. Cacti, shady plants, ferns,
All of it.
sansevieria.
Speaking of houseplants, Caroline, I told you I moved some houseplants out.
You did, and I'm proud of you.
Moved them out last night.
Then you're kind of worried because you're like, uh-oh, they might be getting hit with too much sun.
Maybe.
Because they've been in your shady, dark house all winter.
Straight from darkness to the brightness. No, I didn't actually. I'm not that. They're like a moderate light. They're not getting blasted. I didn't just like put them out in the yard or something for them to just get torched. So,
you know better.
Yeah. But anyway, hopefully I come home and everything's looking good. They're going to swell up and be beautiful. I still have to get some more out.
I drank a lot of coffee last night and then ended up doing a lot of houseplant maintenance, watering, moving them around.
That's kind of how it is.
11:30 and I was just up going crazy.
Once you get started doing stuff with plants, it's like you always find more stuff to do.
I wish the sun had still been out. I would have been out in my veggie garden that I'm getting all beautified. Oh my gosh, it looks so good right now, y'all.
Nice.
You know, I want to jump in and talk about hummingbirds for a second. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Starting April 1st, that was actually the time in Middle Tennessee to put out your hummingbird feeders. But you could also use plants as your hummingbird feeder because there are so many that are blooming right now, ready for the migration that is currently underway, happening through May, and then they switch over to nesting as we go into the summer. But yeah, we have trumpet honeysuckle, pineapple sage, jewelweed, and crossvine. And
Let's talk about jewelweed.
Yeah.
I love that plant. What do y'all know about it? Nothing.
Caroline probably knows the most because you've grown it.
Yeah, that's like a summer bloomer. So mine's not even up yet. It hasn't even started peaking. But y'all, if you're lucky enough to grow that plant or to have it growing wild, it's a great little native that grows along streams, along riverbanks here. It likes a little bit of shade. It can handle some full sun or some direct sun. But it is kind of a tricky one to find. And it's also hard to grow from like a plant start. But that is a great, beautiful little medicinal native plant. That is great for the hummingbirds.
And I meant to say, yes, that was a late summer one. So you can plant that now later in summer. I don't know if we have any right now, though.
No,
so
we don't get it here.
I better not step on my toes.
We've never gotten it here. I'm not really sure why, but I'll usually pull it up and bring it to people.
Maybe we can look into that.
So if you're listening and you need some, let me know.
Anyway, yes, hummingbirds, you should see them around now, and it's important to feed them as well as the bees.
I love them. They just buzz around my head.
Oh,
you hear them, they're like... Zoom, zoom.
Yeah, they test you. I'll be sitting on my front porch. They testing me, bro. Like, get out my face.
It's crazy when they like hover near you. You
I don't
see
like
them
it.
like. Brrr,
I don't like it. I kind of was.
I love it.
No, I might go back to your flowers, man. Leave me alone.
I am scared with their like long little beak that they're going to just run right into my eyeball.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen, but it's just a fear of mine.
Well, I'm kind of there with you.
But unfortunately, us as gardeners are going to have them everywhere, which is not unfortunate. I love it.
Oh, I do too. You know, we talked about
cute.
a plant a couple weeks ago, the hyacinth bean vine. Hummingbirds love that plant. Like you
Do
think,
they?
yes, you think of like just red flowers being like what hummingbirds want. Like no, they're into the soft purple flowers too. Like they'll eat a number of. Yeah, I say eat, not eat. They'll what? What's the word?
Gobble.
Drink.
Whatever. But yeah, they like the hyacinth bean. They like soft purple. So grow that.
They'll
Another
buzz
reason
around
to grow
anything.
that plant. Yeah.
That is one of the plants of the season for us here at Gardening Inside Out. We've talked about it a lot. And Pam, did you get some seeds from Pam? She
did.
brought us seeds a couple weeks ago. I have not planted mine yet. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. Actually, I might know where I'm going to put it, where my clematis is, because I'm pretty sure my clematis is dying.
Oh God.
I think that plant is just not meant for me.
You got clematis drama, man.
I don't know what it is. This is clematis number 3. It was in a different spot. Now, I will say the stalks weren't very strong when I was looking at it not too long ago when I was weeding like a week or two ago. And I put like some rocks around it to keep my dogs from stepping on it. But maybe one of my farm cats stepped on it. I don't know. But it went from, it was covered in buds and I was looking at it every day to now everything's like droopy and wilted. And it's not water.
Well, it probably is physically broken then. I mean, that happens a lot. Animals and whatnot can break a stem. They break a little piece of the stem and the water transfer doesn't happen and then it just starts to tank. But don't blame your clematis for your animals feeding down it.
I'm not necessarily blaming clematis. I appreciate the plant. It grows beautifully for you, but I do not know why I have the worst luck with that plant. I was so excited about it. On the other side of my porch, my crossvine is about to be in full bloom. And that clematis was about to be blooming as well, but now it's just,
You know, I have to, since we're talking about clematis, I want to offer an update on my fragrant star, which is blooming really well now that I've moved it into more sun. However, the spot that I planted it in is it stays a little wet. And because of that, there have been some earwigs that have settled into this little area here. And because of that, I went out at night with a flashlight. The earwigs were eating the blooms of the clematis.
Why are you excited about it?
I don't know. I was
Because
imagining
you
Tyler
want
with a
your
flashlight
clematis to look Are you actually going in at night and sabotaging our clematis so yours
Negative.
is the shining star?
And I'm just like, there's
of this
plenty
team?
there's plenty of organic matter for them to chew on. They usually like dead stuff. But they're chewing live blooms. They look all like flared and flamey on the edges now, like not clean. But it's blooming.
Yeah.
So
still,
there's like 3 or 4 blooms on it.
I kind of want to buy another clematis because I was so excited about it.
They're fantastic when they're good.
I mean, I'm sure it'll come back from the roots.
Probably.
I would hope. But
Hey, you know what I noticed this morning that we need to talk about when it comes to flowers?
What?
The American fringe tree.
Yes, I
Okay.
have seen that on my way in. I didn't realize how many people had them in their yards
That's because you don't notice that plant at all
until
it blooms.
Yeah.
And this time of year, we're going to, trust me, but probably today we'll get pictures from people that'll come in and be like, what is this plant? I need one. And it's the American fringe tree. And you know what I noticed? What that is fantastic to me, this makes total sense. But the ones that you see out in the full sun, like all day full sun out in the yard, they're like shrubby creatures. Like they're more of a large shrub rather than what you would think of as a tree. They just stay squattier, which makes sense. More sunlight, they stay a little bushier. And they're only, 8 to 10 feet tall, some of the bigger ones I've seen. But then I've passed 2 driving home every single day, 2 different houses. And these 2 American fringe trees are in deep shade. I can tell. They're up underneath the canopy of a lot of different trees that are there. So they're heavily shaded. They, are like, both are like 20 feet tall, spindly, kind of skinny, gangly trees.
But are they full bloom?
Loaded with blooms.
Huh, so the shade doesn't matter when it comes to the bloom.
Doesn't matter when it comes to the bloom, but it totally affects the habit of the plant.
Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, awesome, right?
That is. And that's good to know because I would kind of want it to be taller if I have one, which one day I will have one. Just not yet.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to plant it in a more shadier spot because all of my trees go into my front yard and most of it is under the canopy. So that'll be great for me.
Yeah, they're cool. Oh, you better go ahead and do it, Caroline, because they grow slow. So,
Well, I got plenty on my plate right now.
all right.
I got hawthorn trees.
Just add that to the plate.
Red buds. Yeah, I got a lot.
You got the plate. You need to add the gravy to all of it. And
Get the gravy.
that's
Do we
what you
have any
need.
right now?
Yeah, we got plenty.
How much are they though?
Oh, cheap.
What is cheap to
No,
you?
they ain't cheap. I lied to
Mr.
you.
Fancy Pants.
I'm lying to you. Fringe trees are expensive. That's how this game works, y'all. If it grows slow, it costs more money. Okay, so get ready for that. But it's worth it. I got one in the yard. It's cracking leaves.
I know you got one. Yours looks good.
Yeah, it's nice. Looking good. So I'm very excited. American fringe tree season is upon us, and they're beautiful.
It's here. It's arrived.
I'm ready.
There's a lot going on. Spirea is in full bloom right now, right? Is that what I'm seeing everywhere?
I wouldn't think you'd be seeing
I wouldn't
spirea
think
yet.
so. What
Oh,
are
you're
the
talking
white-
about the white ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, the bridal wreath spirea. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's still going. That's been going for like
Is that Van
over a
Hootii?
month.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right. That's one of them.
Yeah.
Bridal wreath, I think, is just a common name for most of them. But you're right. That's been in bloom for literally over a month.
And it's huge. You
Yeah, they
see
get
it
big.
like, I feel like every other yard on my commute home has one.
That's because it's old school, man. That's what they were planting back in the 70s.
And I got one in a pot that I need to plant on my driveway.
Well, go on and slam it in the earth.
Oh,
It
I
don't
got
care.
so many. But the nice thing about having all these trees and shrubs and flowers that I haven't planted is when I go to somebody's house, I'm like, hey, do you need any plants? And I can just bring them some, which I've done quite a few times.
That's nice
And
of
then
you.
helped them plant them. Yeah.
So bridal wreath spirea is the one that's like got all the flowers and the branches cascade down like that?
Yeah.
Because that one has been money this year.
I told you, yeah.
It's like covered this year.
I didn't even realize. I thought I was like, in my head, I was like, is that flowering almond or something, but no.
Nope,
Good,
that's that spirea.
good to know.
Yep, old school. It's a good one.
It's going wild.
We're getting
pretty.
that second flush of like the different trees and shrubs that are in flower now, which is always fun.
Yeah.
Gotten through the first ones, and now we're going to the second one. We talked about fringe tree. Next will be like smoke tree. It's a weird
Your
plant.
favorite.
I hate smoke tree.
I love
But they're
smoke
about
tree.
to be smoking.
At least you're honest. Though.
Austin,
Oh,
do
yeah.
not insult me
I-
because I just planted so many
I love
in my
them.
yard.
I've got a green leaf and a red leaf
Same.
still in pots. Haven't planted those.
The 2 Winecraft Gold that I planted are looking so good, and it's kind of weird. I planted them next to oak leaf hydrangea, which are like a little more muted.
Combo.
It is, but
Sounds
then
good, though.
that vivid like yellow green in the middle of that kind of draws the eye to it more. I'm
Yeah.
interested to see when they're both blooming how that's going to look.
I think it'll look great.
Like the creamy, cloudy blooms with the also nice white ones, and then the reds that come later. Who knows?
It's going to be wild. I get what you think about smoke trees because they get huge and out of control. But I feel like if you maintain them, like if you keep pruning them back and keep them in check, then
Yeah.
I don't know. I might plant mine and I might go to Team Kev and hate smoke trees.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how big Winecraft Gold is going to get because it says 4x4. Probably bigger than that. But I put them definitely in like a shrub situation.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, like Caroline said, you keep them cut, you're fine. And like honestly, I'm not mad at the golden leaf varieties near as much as the It seems like the purple leaf varieties just explode. I mean, they almost get too tall too fast for you to even like keep them maintained.
Yeah.
But the gold ones do seem to stay in check. I've actually heard from customers they do grow slower and they're just not as vigorous. So I'm not as mad at that one. But yeah, purple smoke tree just really. It's not the blooms that I don't like. I like the blooms just fine. It's the habit of the plant. They're just.
Well, I know exactly where I'm going to plant mine.
All right.
I just thought of it while we were talking.
Nice.
Yeah. Really nice. Mm-hmm. Well, y'all, is it time?
Probably is because we're at work right now and there's a million people out there.
All of our radios are off and we don't know what's going on out there.
Nope.
Well, let's go ahead and get into this week's broadcast. So we had the whole crew, the 3 of us with Josh Carey and David Bates.
And
Mixed
a lot,
containers.
and a lot of questions.
Uh-huh.
Do y'all have anything that you wanted to put it out there before we get into all that?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, people have questions. There's constant people out
Your
here.
brain
yesterday.
is kind of broken.
A
right
little
now.
bit. It was wild yesterday, but we're ready to go. Let's just get into
Let's
it.
dive in. We got a lot of rose questions.
Oh.
It's rose season, y'all. So let's start with those. What is a good climbing rose for a full sunspot on a new metal carport?
Well, any rose is good for a full sunspot.
For a fun sunspot.
A fun sunspot.
Fun in the
Yeah.
sun.
Every rose really needs like 6+ hours of sun every day to really like be a performer. Okay. When it comes to climbers, there's a number of them. I mean, our best seller is probably still New Dawn, which is an excellent performing rose. It's soft pink. It's fantastic. We also have some Sally Holmes roses right now, which is a really nice climber. But y'all, there's Joseph's Coat, which is a multitude of colors on the same flower.
I've got
Y'all.
that one.
We've got a lot of climbers right now, and any one of them can do fine in the full sun. It kind of depends on what color you like,
Yes.
and we've got them.
In fact, they must have full sun to
Yes.
really do well. I mean, they're not. I mean, they might live in some shade, but you won't get many flowers if they're not in full sun.
Yeah.
Now,
That's
on
the
these
key.
trellis, be careful, folks. Now, the roses aren't going to tear them down. But remember, they're going to grow up, so you have to be able to get up to the top. So get a step ladder when you...
Well, there are many trellises you see out in the marketplace that are clearly not designed for there to be any growth beyond, the limitations of now.
But you get up to the top, and then you get over over the roof of the thing. So you just be careful.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you need to be prepared that whatever you're planting on there, be it roses or otherwise, it will grow beyond it,
And into the carport.
right to
Yes.
wherever
Got to
that
get
is.
up there. This guy's great at ladders. I've seen you climb so many ladders here. But hey, this does bring us to our next
Yes.
question. Can climbing roses tolerate any shade? There is a little bit of sun. We kind of answered it, but is there one in particular?
There's one they say has like more shade potential, and I think that Zephyrin Druin is the name of it.
Shade potential.
Shade potential.
I know exactly
potential.
what does that mean. Like,
know.
in a world where the atmosphere becomes covered due to an asteroid having struck, and that it has that one rose might still flower.
Maybe.
Yeah, it might. But honestly,
Yep.
y'all, no, we don't really want many roses in shade. Are there plenty of other vines that can climb a trellis and be good in the shade? Yes, certainly. Is roses one of those? Not really. Like, let's be honest, they want 6+ hours a day. Okay, let's give them that.
They do need that. Well, okay.
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Hey, we are bound to the truth here.
That's right.
The horticultural
Honor
God-
code? Yeah.
Well, there is
The creed, as it were.
Yes, we're bound by it. So
Yeah, we're going to give you the truth on this show.
Yes.
All right, 4 out of 10 of my bare root roses look dead. The other are about to bloom. What gives?
Well,
The
things
first
happen. 4 out of 10 is not horrible.
Sounds like they might be dead.
Yeah, I mean, if
Especially
they're
on a
not
bare
up
root,
yet,
yeah.
if they're not up yet, y'all, they're probably not doing it. I mean, honestly, that kind of goes with like most things, this time of year. I had a guest the other day that showed me a red bud that was not flowering or leafing, and I'm like, well, at this point, it's probably not going to,
Yeah.
and it's part of it.
I think it's worth talking for just a moment about using bare root plants, because and it's not confined to just roses. Bare root plants are a little more challenging, and timing is so much more critical at every stage, from the time it's pulled out of the ground and bare rooted and the roots are wrapped in a whatever package or shipping container they're put in, and time they get to you and you unwrap it and get it home. By the time you get it in the ground, get it watered, at no time.
Don't go to the bathroom.
Do not allow those roots to get dry, ever. At no time. I mean, even just a few minutes of dryness will impact them.
Yes.
So you need to be mindful of what's the weather condition. Is the sun out? Is the wind blowing? I mean, there are all kinds of things. And I'm not saying don't use bare-rooted plants, but those are the pitfalls that many people experience in using those, because they don't realize that a couple of minutes in the wrong situation can make a real difference. So, and I don't know, what the circumstances surrounded these 6 roses were. Is that what it was? 10 roses.
10.
I suspect it's somehow related to that. So, you need to, if you check back with whom you purchased them from, and there may be some kind of recompense. But I don't know that.
Well, at least you got some, though. It sounds like you have a lot.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Some of them woke up.
Yeah, and we don't sell bare root roses, so I can't speak to that for us, because we understand that, there are. Now, I've grown a lot from bare root.
I've grown a few.
But, and we used to back in the day when I looked a lot younger, we used to do maybe 7,000 or 8,000 a year. And we didn't lose any, but you have to understand what's going on and how quickly they need to be handled and watered, and all of those things occur. We have very minimal loss, and then they're rooted out into soil in a container, and then you just take them home and plant them. So from that, but it's not really difficult, Josh, to grow a 10,000 of something. It's just hard to grow maybe
10.
Yeah, 10. That can be tough.
Can be tricky.
Yeah, it is the tree giveaways that are going to be coming up here. I mean, that's really important when you start thinking about those, because you don't know where the care was from the grower to the distribution site to your yard.
And the operative word is giveaway, so you're
Yes.
probably not paying anything for them, but you
Right.
do have time involved with it. And you want them to be successful, but there is the law of averages is working against you on those, simply because you don't know the trail of how it was handled throughout the entire process.
Hey, Diane chimed in and said, I found out that planting any kind of bare root plants, you need to put them in a planter for a while, let them get a good root base before you put them in the ground. That works better for me. Do you suggest that?
I would.
Yeah, that sounds like a great way to go for it.
I mean, it's a little bit easier to control like the water if you put it in a pot.
Yeah.
Like you have to make sure you stay on it and they stay moist. But like sometimes bare root things going right in the ground, it's harder to get the water where you want it. So putting them in a pot and let them root out there, yes. I mean, I'm totally with that.
Yeah, you can control it
Not
a
to
little
mention
bit.
string trimmer damage
Yeah.
That's right, Tyler.
and mowers
And Caroline.
Yes.
Hey, my clematis lived. Okay,
Okay.
it's thriving.
Hey, and then we have a live question about roses from Alexander. Transplanting a rose, should I take the whole plant, root ball, or will grafting be more successful?
Well, that depends. I mean, grafting can be certainly cool, but that takes a little bit of expertise, a little bit. I mean, honestly, I would just
Could
dig
be
it up
fun.
and move it. I mean,
But can't feel too good about doing that right now, particularly if the rose is pushing out. There's a lot of opportunities for things to go wrong, because it could inadvertently become bare rooted, and this is not the time of the year where most things are at their best for transplanting. We just came out of that season. It's called winter. Mm-hmm. And when you start doing things while they're actively growing, you get them in your mind. You have peonies or whatever, and you're because that you see them coming up, and I meant to put that. Oh yeah, you need to just write some kind of a better note. This is not the time of year to be doing that if you want to have the greatest assurity of success.
Tell Alexa to remind you.
Yeah, take a little pause. And another rose question. Easy and fragrant rose to plant.
Easy.
You closed your eyes and smelled the air. I think you know what you're going to say.
I think Caroline knows.
Do I?
Yeah.
What are you going to say, Caroline?
I wasn't going to say anything. I was looking at you.
Yours. What do you have?
Carefree Wonder?
Yeah.
It's in the name.
It's in the name, right? It tells you. But is there truth in advertising in that name? Is it actually carefree?
Well, I wouldn't think of that one as a fragrant rose. I mean, all roses have a smell, but that one's not like knock you down, like amazing.
Not.
So that's why it didn't come to my mind. Now, yes, it is an easy rose to grow, and it has a scent of a rose, but it's not super fragrant.
Does it make you skip as you go down the sidewalk? I mean,
it makes me fall down because it's so beautiful.
Oh, so it's It's not exactly carefree then. You have to be careful, watch your step. Because
very careful.
You're distracted by it.
Should be called Knockout Wonder, but that is I've talked about it all the time, and I know Miriam knows, but that rose it beats all other roses.
Well, we can talk a little bit about that for a second. The Carefree Wonder Rose it's on its own rootstock, okay? So it has not been grafted. So what this means is if you plant it and the wintertime comes and it's nasty out there, and it doesn't want to come back from the sticks, it'll come back from the root system. And when it comes back from the root system, it will still be true to type. It will still be a Carefree Wonder. A lot of times what happens, y'all have seen this, if you have, say, hybrid teas or floribundas that are grafted, if they die back from the top and they come back from the rootstock, it's going to be a different rose altogether. It's going to be like this dusky kind of red color, and it's not great. So if you buy any roses on its own rootstock, then you know that it's going to come back true to type no matter what. So there you go. You could look for that.
And that's a big deal right there because, and a lot of people are intrigued by what may come down from the rootstock, as it were, but it's not what you bought.
No, it's not.
As a matter of fact, it's probably just some very random looking.
Once in a while, I get lucky and they're gorgeous, but
sometimes, typically they're where if you're buying, say, a monthly rose. Yeah. If whatever comes down from below the graft, from the rootstock, it's just going to be a one-time bloomer, and it may not be anything more than just a flat bloom, more likely than not.
Gardening Inside Out is brought to you by Earth Mix, featuring Garden Premium Topsoil Blend. This essential mix includes Tennessee subsoil, supernatural organic compost, humic acid, and mycorrhizal fungi to create a truly living soil. Garden topsoil is perfect for establishing raised, edible, and ornamental garden beds, as well as for planting trees, shrubs, and other landscape plants. Bulk and super sack options available. Visit earthmix.net to discover their entire line of soils and amendments and helpful blog posts. Success begins at the ground level when you use EarthMix garden products.
There's eyes looking at things all around town.
What's in bloom? With Austin.
Good morning. Things are blooming. Lots of things are blooming. Okay, let's start. Let's start with Amsonia with an A. What do y'all know about Amsonia besides it blooms blue?
It's Bridget's favorite perennial, flowering perennial.
Love you. The fall color is fantastic on fern-like foliage, if you will. It's just, I love Amsonia. Y'all really need some of that.
I think we have a photo of it.
Yeah, do we?
We do.
Okay. Well, throw it up there, Tyler.
Give me another moment. I'm sorry.
We'll give you a moment.
But we do have that.
I promise.
Dianthus, the ground cover is blooming right now, looking great. Hey, our state flower, our iris, still going off. Bleeding heart is beautiful.
It's bleeding.
So cute. It's bleeding, yes. Catmint's looking good in between me and David right now. I can't barely see him because it's blooming purple so much. Looks fantastic. Hey, deciduous azaleas. Caroline, I think you gave us a picture of that,
I did.
right?
Yep.
We need to throw that up at some point, too.
I'm getting it.
Hey, Shirley Hood, my friend Shirley out there in Clarksville, you sent me a picture of your azalea that's like 30 years old.
Oh, you showed me that.
It's like 8 foot tall in money this year. Shirley, great job. come out and see us today. Hey, regular azaleas really showing off. Rhododendron showing off as well. Gosh, rhododendrons are great. Hey, your laurels. We don't think about laurels blooming very much, but they do, and they're blooming right now. They actually smell really good.
I don't like how they smell.
I know.
Not at all.
Well, it's
Not at
okay.
all.
Okay.
Austin, photos.
All right, do it.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh.
Deciduous azalea on the left, dianthus in the middle, and Amsonia on the right, all from Caroline's yard.
Yep.
Wow.
Those are all mine.
Caroline, good
my little
work.
walk yesterday when I got home from work. I was so excited when I saw my azaleas. I was actually out walking with my husband, and I saw my azaleas were blooming, and the noise I made, he was like, "You sounded like Mrs. Doubtfire."
That's what I imagined.
Yes. As you should.
Now, he has no interest in. No.
No, not really. He'll be like, "Wow, that's very pretty." He does appreciate it, but yeah, he's like, "Cool,
Was
something
that
blooming."
Was that the one, Caroline, that took like a while to bloom too?
No,
Her
he took a while to bloom. No, the one you're talking about actually has never bloomed for me.
Oh,
That's the one
okay.
I was talking about last week. It's leafed out now. It never bloomed.
Well,
Weird.
enjoy
Strange.
the one you got.
Because
it's fantastic.
I have 5 of those.
Nice.
I love them.
Well, it's beautiful. And we still have some here that are looking good, too. Okay, and Wiggles. I said Wiggles.
Wiggles.
It's
I did.
Whitegella.
I like Wiggles.
Whitegella. What about that plant? Old school, backbone, been around forever. That is blooming right now, up and
Oh,
down
yeah.
every single stem, just like long chains of pink and white. It's fantastic. Josh, your wisteria is still going, buddy.
Yep.
What a year for wisteria. Hey, some trees. I know black cherry's still pretty right now. Yeah, black cherry. What do you know? Dogwood still going. Quonset cherry still going. Gosh, Quonset cherries have been great this year.
Except for
Polonia.
Josh's.
Well,
Is that mine?
well,
Sorry,
it happens, okay?
Yeah, we'll see.
Your Empress tree, the Polonia, is still going. Hey, y'all, I saw a locust this morning blooming. Locusts don't always bloom every year, so like it's fun to see that.
That's
I've only
exciting.
seen one. It was in the woods, and it was like, hey, that's a locust.
Maybe
It's
we're
blooming.
going to avoid locust winter this year.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, American Fringe Tree just started. Okay, now it's at different stages. Some of yours are blooming, some of them aren't. It's funny how that works, but that's a beautiful plant. Everyone needs an American Fringe Tree. And then, hey, a nasty one, the bush honeysuckle, y'all.
Oh, that was
Covering it up
gross.
this
Yeah, you're
year.
right.
Yeah.
Gross, but they are really showing off right now. All your viburnums, like I talked about last week, great, just fantastic. Just Chinese viburnum. Oh my god,
You love it.
It's so good. I took a picture of it this morning. I meant to send it to Tyler. I didn't. Bottle brush buckeye is still going, and then let's talk about the goat. Let's talk about the goat of an understory small compound leaf tree, y'all. The red buckeye.
Aeschylus,
wow.
and you shall receive.
Oh my! Look at that.
There it is.
I took a horrible picture with my shadow in
I
the
think
in the set.
it is great. It looks like the tree's growing out of your head. It's like a headdress.
Yo, that
You're like
tree.
a little showgirl right there.
There you go, Austin. I zoomed in on it.
Oh, look at it. Y'all, that tree was given to me at like 4.5 feet tall. It is now standing about 8 feet tall.
Wow.
I
You know
remember.
what?
I
Yeah.
see the buds up there on top. It hasn't opened up yet, has it?
Oh, it's
just-
open. Yeah, it's just it's blooming. It's not like fully full, but y'all, that what a good little plant. Okay, and it's the goat because it does everything at once, which is amazing to me. All of the buds swell so thick every spring, and whenever it cracks all at once. So you get this flush of about 2 to 3 weeks of growth, and then that's it for the season, y'all. That's all you're gonna get, but. It's slow growing. It's just there. It can handle shade. It blooms consistently every spring. The red buckeye tree is a fantastic plant to have in the yard. I think everyone needs one. It's the goat. There you
I
go.
don't have one.
What's
I
in
guess
bloom?
I need
It's the goat.
one.
Yeah, you need one. We got some. Do we? Do we have some?
I can't. I can't buy that. I have a stash of plants that I'm getting today. I can't add anything else to it.
Look, red buckeyes ain't all that bad. They're not all that expensive. Just add it to the list. Just add it to the list. They're not that bad.
Okay, maybe.
They're beautiful, y'all.
see.
Red buckeyes are beautiful.
On my break, I'll take a walk and see what's back there.
All right, I'll show them to
And
you.
then I'll make up my mind whether or not I want to get it. Hey, we got a live question about roses. So back around to roses.
Man.
Ken says, I have 2 climbing roses that are always beautiful in the spring, but then turn ugly with the leaves being eaten. What is the best way to keep the leaves healthy? Confession, I'm not good with roses. If you're in Middle Tennessee, no one is good with roses, but a select few.
Well,
I'd
unless
say.
you're just very diligent. I mean, that's the thing with roses. If you really want to keep them clean, y'all, you're going to see sawfly larvae, which is a tiny little greenish, almost clear worm that's on the back sides of the leaves of roses every year. Literally 2 to 3 generations of this insect per season. Okay, so if you really want to keep roses clean, unfortunately, you have to spray insecticide. Okay, I'm just saying it. It's just part of it. If you don't want to do that, then expect some damage because it's going to happen. And not just the insects, but also black spot. Black spot is a fungal disease that gets on roses specifically, and you're going to see that here, okay? We're fungusy. We're wet. That's how it is. So just get ready for that unless you want to spray. We can get you on a spray regimen, but you're going to have to do it.
Everyone who has wonderful-looking roses
sprays
are really working in it.
Yes, they are.
I mean, it's not a gardening endeavor for for someone who really is looking to have low maintenance. They're intensive, and it's very worthwhile for those who enjoy that whole process. But you need to invest in a good sprayer, and you need to be committed to a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're not going to have good roses.
No,
It
exactly.
doesn't take long though. Once you get your system set up and you get
Well,
your tools,
like
you're
my
gonna
dad
boom.
would say, it doesn't take really that long at all to spray 500 of them, but to spray 5, it'll
work it to death.
because it's almost the same amount of time in preparation. I mean, it's about mixing the chemicals and all that stuff. So that's a mild exaggeration because you don't need a big tank sprayer to have success in roses, but you will have to have a pump-up sprayer, and you should have something that's just for that purpose. Do not mix herbicides and insecticides or fungicides in the same. So take a Sharpie and mark the intended roses only. Do not don't mix it because you will do major damage.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want that.
Nope.
And Kim has a second question. Is it normal for oak leaf hydrangeas to have dead branches among the bush? It seems I have to cut ones off every year, but the bush is healthy. That happens with my oak leaf hydrangea.
Oh, very, very common for that to happen.
For a long time.
Yeah, and that's a number of plants. But oak leaves, for sure, they'll have big dead sticks in them, and then they'll leaf out lower than the dead. So, yeah, just clean it up every year. But that's just part of it. That's just gardening.
They are a hollow-stemmed plant as well, so they have this natural necrotic tendency where the stems want to die back, particularly if you've pruned it at all, it gets moisture down in there. So, not to worry. No. It's just a thing.
Mm-hmm. Good thing is oak leaves are growing machines.
They are. I love mine. Yeah. I just cut those branches off and it just keeps on going.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of that plant. Hey, we got an email from Bryce saying, I stumbled on your podcast and YouTube channel last year and was quickly hooked. I love the local advice on what to grow and when to grow it. We have a yard filled with fun plants and trees we bought from Bates and always seem to find more. One area you want to fill is a fairly shady spot, begging for a pretty shrub that will come to the top of a low fence. When I was shopping on your website for some shade-loving plants, I noticed a lot of the rhododendrons are beautiful but have a no warranty disclaimer. As I shopped, I noticed a number of other plants that say no warranty, like ground cover roses, lavender, camellia, loropetalum, etc. When you list a plant as having no warranty, what should I be worried about? Is this plant that is prone to die in the hands of a semi-neglectful gardener like me? This is actually a great question.
It is a good question.
It is a good question. And, we warranty pretty much 98% of our plants, but there are a few, and it's those ones that, yes, not going to lie, people have a little bit more issues with, okay? We just talked about roses. They take a lot more work. We don't warranty roses because of the problems that they can have. Can you grow roses successfully here? Most definitely, but it is going to take a little bit of work. So camellias are the same way. We can get down into 0 degrees, and sometimes camellia doesn't wake up after that, okay? It's part of it. So can you try these plants and be good with them? Yes. I grow camellia at my house. I mean, there was no warranty when I bought them either.
Nope.
But I'm still trying them because I do love a good camellia.
And rhodies are hard, folks.
Yeah,
they can be.
You got to get them in the right spot, in the right happy place.
But there are people who no, I've got to have them. And
of course,
and that's why we carry those things, because we really work at trying to have this selection of plants that you probably won't find anywhere else. Yeah, but unfortunately, not all of them are easy enough to take care of, or that we can stand behind the whole variety of things that can work against them. So we'll do everything we can to educate you, to help you know what you need to get to have success. But there are some that are especially challenging, and if you don't have that diligence, and frankly, things don't break your way, they might not make it. So.
And it might not even be you. It might be a neighbor. You could be having a party, or somebody comes along and steps on something and doesn't tell you about it.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things that the yard guy. I mean, you know how yard guys are.
Oh yeah.
But yes, but
Or your
we
husband
do
runs
try to
over some of your
put it right
plants.
out there so that you know, and they'll say on the receipt and on the tag and everywhere on the website that this is not a warranted item. So that's the reason for that.
That's not to say you shouldn't try that roadie there, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Sounds like a perfect spot to me.
That's what some of those non-warranty plants are some of the best if they take and they do what you want them to do. I mean, that's the thing. If you're growing a rhododendron where it needs to be and it's in full bloom this time of year, like there's nothing better. Camellias the same way. If they're blooming in the fall, blooming in the spring, doesn't matter. If you get them growing and they're happy and healthy, like good work, and you're going to love them.
You are going to love them.
And like David said, the key is that we're going to tell you how to get them in the right spot the first time. Like that's what we want to do. So if you want to try them, certainly try them. But no, we need to do some things.
Well, it's just too easy for someone to buy a rhodie and say, "Yeah, I've got this spot on my house that'll just be beautiful." Well,
Right out in the front yard,
but it's
right?
on the west side of the house,
Exactly.
and they can't handle that much sun. So there's just all manner of mistakes that can be made that we can't cover.
That's right.
Those mistakes.
Yeah. I've grown all of those and lost at least half of them.
Not
But
too
you
bad.
learn. No, yeah.
Hey,
It's better than me.
half's not that bad.
And
No
my
regrets?
2 rhododendron I have are sitting.
Or regret.
Y'all, I planted these in 2017. I planted 5. I lost 3. I have 2. And
I've lost.
they have not grown at all.
Well, they're slow.
But they're sitting. They're alive. The leaves are green. They have bloomed once.
Okay.
Once.
Well, hey, take it and run with it.
I will. Hey, we got a live question from William. I think I cut my Fire Chief arborvitae back too much. Will new growth come out of the bare wood parts?
Ooh, bare wood. Maybe. Well, hey, we kind of have to just wait and see. I mean, arborvitae is starting to flush a little bit this time, but most things are starting, y'all. So if we're not seeing anything yet, like, well, hold on, let's be a little bit. You did cut it back severely, so it might take a little bit longer than most for it to start flushing. But I would assume if it's healthy down below, it might still flush up top, but give it some time.
You generally, for conifers of all types, you don't want to cut them back beyond where there's still green foliage, needles on there. If you do, you're really testing the waters on how much. There are even established trees like a hemlock or something like that. If you cut it back hard, it can take them 3 years before they push out new growth again off of that non-foliated hard stem. So you have patience. It's not dead, but it's not going to come back out the way that you perhaps had hoped it would. A broadleaf or a deciduous plant, very forgiving.
Yes.
And you can cut those back and they'll just push right back out. Conifers are a different deal.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Feed
Yes,
it.
they are.
Feed it.
Yeah.
Feed it something.
Yeah. Time for food this spring.
Feed it something. And then Sherry is asking, can I transplant a lavender plant? It is in a lace that will get too much water.
Place.
Place?
in a place?
Place. I was like, what could that be?
P-lace.
A place that will get too much water.
Yes, let's move it then, because the one thing lavender hates is too much water.
Yeah, that's definitely
okay.
gonna-
Yeah,
So,
just
like
go-
David said earlier, we're not trying to transplant things this time of year because they're actively growing and moving. We should have already done that, but that's okay. But it's not going to do well if you leave it in that spot. So,
it's going to die.
yes,
So
you need to move it.
No, we don't want that.
No.
No death for lavender. I love lavender. And then we are looking for a shrub for a hedge. We have deer. Is laurel the best option?
Laurel's a fine option for a hedge.
You don't sound excited about that.
It's laurel. We have a lot of them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with laurel, honestly. I mean, it can do totally fine here.
What about a juniper hedge?
I
Deer
love-
don't really mess with that.
No, that's a good point. Like, yeah, deer are awful creatures when it comes to plants.
But they're
Gardeners-
beautiful, majestic
No, they're not.
things that
No.
run into your car in the middle of the night.
I hate deer.
What you hope is that your neighbors have something more tasty than you have. So.
That's that.
Exactly. Yews, yews, they're poisonous to a lot of creatures. So,
Right.
like, you could use yews as a hedge. That might work if you like a needle-like plant. Deer don't mess with boxwood too much. Now, boxwood's a slow hedge, so it'll be a minute. But there's options for this. But like Caroline said, juniper is a pretty good plant, especially for our zone, and also for deer to not mess with.
I know Ben Trest, one of our amazing landscape specialists here, has a lot of deer problems, and he has a ton of juniper now because they do not mess with that plant.
Yeah, they typically don't.
Plant some gray owl. It's a great variety.
You know, some say there ain't no cure for the summertime blues, but we say Bates Nursery is. Located in Nashville, Tennessee, Bates Nursery and Garden Center is a separate world unto itself. They feature the widest variety of plants, including trees, shrubs, native plants, perennials, houseplants, and specimen evergreens. Their knowledgeable staff will assist you with any gardening needs, catering to any experience level. Open year-round, and Caroline, tell them how to get here.
Bates Nursery is located minutes from downtown Nashville off Briley Parkway, exit 19 in beautiful Whites Creek, Tennessee. You'll see it's worth the drive from anywhere. No time to visit the nursery? Shop online with delivery and pickup options available for the greater Middle Tennessee area at www.batesnursery.com.
So if you want to learn a lot about living and a little about love, visit Bates Nursery and Garden Center, beautifying Nashville since 1932.
We have a question from Joyce.
Joyce
Says, I planted several Agastaki 2 years ago. Shouldn't they be up right now? I can't remember when they emerged before. Was our fall, winter too wet? Mine is up. I've got the Blue Fortune, which Bridget will tell you is the one that outperforms all others here. And that's the only one I've been able to actually keep alive.
Yeah. Well, Agastache too is kind of like, it does kind of like it on the drier side, Joyce. So if it did stay wet and it's not up yet, I don't think it's coming up.
Oh, Joyce.
I hate to say it.
That means you have to come out here and get some Blue Fortune, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll be back today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Linda says, last fall, I cut back my angel trumpet to about 6 inches. When can I expect new growth? So you were talking about Brugmansia, one of my favorite plants to grow. They are very late if you're here in Middle Tennessee to start emerging. They're a tropical, so they're very, very warm weather. They're a little marginal, but mine does come back year after year. So sometimes I don't see new growth on mine until about May, which seems late, but give it some time. I bet it will come up for you. Unfortunately, like if our growing season starts a little bit later, if it's colder, sometimes I don't get blooms on mine. So if I want mine to be blooming and just look glorious, a lot of times I'll just plant a new one or a different one. I keep my little grove going, but I'll put another one that's already started in the ground.
Mm-hmm. Hey, a little fun fact about Brugmansia is if you don't, because it's not like Caroline's saying, it's not like a tried and true perennial here. Sometimes it doesn't come back at all. Sometimes it does come back, but doesn't give you a great bloom because it needs a long time for that to happen. What you can do is every fall, before we get into, our frost or whatever, take cuttings of that plant, store the cuttings. You can literally take wood like that thick, y'all, and stick them in the dirt next spring. Roots and grows. Like you can do. It's one of the easiest cuttings to take.
Just need to remember which side is up.
There you go. yeah.
Down.
Use your Sharpie,
right.
draw an arrow on it.
Actually, back in the day, we had some deciduous plants that we were potting up, and we got down there and realized that the guys that were planting them couldn't tell that these crepe myrtles, that they were planting the tops in the soil and the roots were sticking up, and fortunately they had only done like 50 of them, so we had to reverse that process. So yes, just remember, maybe you need to put a directional arrow on it or something that this side up.
This side up. And then Mikey says, will my Hugo pine, maybe Mugo, unless there is a Hugo that I don't know about, survive after a deer ate all the candles off of it? Still has green needles on it. I'm guessing it was a juvenile deer since deer are not supposed to eat pines.
So hopefully it didn't take every bit of the candlestick. I mean, the candlestick can elongate, 6-8 inches or so, before it cracks in the spring. So hopefully it didn't eat all of it because it will still, flush. And pines are flushing right now. So hopefully you'll see some new growth. If you don't see new growth, it's probably just going to sit with its last year needles, which is not fun because we love to see a new growth, happen from pines. But stick with it. I'm assuming it'll still push some needles lower.
They're fairly bulletproof.
Was it Hugo Pine in Star Trek? Or
no,
what?
Hugo is the name of my Mugo.
Hugo the Mugo. That's right.
Hugo the Mugo.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Murray is asking, where can I send a picture of a plant I'm looking to identify? You can send it to us at gardeninginsideout@gmail.com. That's where you can send that photo along with any photos you want us to take a look at, show you on the show, problem spots, proud spots, what have you. Colin did send us an email that says, hey, y'all. So this is no mow or low mow trend that is going around. I'm all for naturalizing spaces for our 6-legged pals, but is there actually a seed mix, plant mix that you can scatter that will give you a low mow lawn? Is it real or is it just a fad? Clover or creeping thyme? Others, is it walkable? Is it real? Is it possible in an HOA-controlled community?
No.
That does not specify what is being grown, but the lawn cannot exceed 8 inches. Is it possible?
Oh, that's tricky. 8 inches is short.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty
That is
short.
short.
I would be putting zoysia out if I was really trying to do a low or no mow because it's never going to get 8 inches. That's the good news. But it's I don't know that it's going to give you that. It's not a native grass or anything like that. And it goes completely dormant in the winter, so it's completely brown.
Yes.
Yeah, and I would
that's
assume
pretty when it's
beautiful.
weed-free
I love it.
zoysia lawn. Oh man, it's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, that's great.
But there again, if you want to keep it weed free, that means you got to spray herbicides. So that gets you back into that loop that you're trying to get out of. So, need to give some thought to that and decide well. I like the concept of no low mow, but I've never seen it executed with perfection.
Pretty tricky.
Yeah, it is. I did leave a little area until May one year, and there were so many little critters. It was cute. I let it all stay up, but I do wait a while to start mowing.
Absolutely.
But I don't have an HOA.
Well, hey, Renee said thanks for the coverage of the art festival out there at Warner Park. It's going to be going on. So
Very good.
you
Yep.
get out there
Till 5 o'clock today and noon to 4 tomorrow at the Warner Nature Center. So check that out. A lot of fine art from really fine artists.
Yep. And folks, come out here to the nursery today.
Yep.
And
We're going to be here.
They're going to be there.
Should come see us.
And everything's going to be great and glorious. We'll see you next Saturday morning for another edition of Gardening Inside Out right here from Bates Nursery and the Green Room Studios. See you then.
Thank you for tuning into the Gardening Inside Out podcast. If you're looking for more information or more from your hosts, don't forget that we have a live Saturday morning broadcast, 8 a.m. Central Time on YouTube and Facebook. You can also follow us on our Instagram channel. That's @Gardening Inside Out for more posts, reels, and in-depth dives to topics and things we've discussed on the show. If our content resonates with you, consider giving us a follow, like, and subscription on all of our social media pages. See you next time.